I kind of felt like the more that I got into Thomas and his interactions in the scenes that we were in, he seemed kind of flat, and I thought that if he were just a little bit dumber, I thought it would make the character far more interesting and a little bit more enjoyable. And so I had fun with it, and that's kind of what came out. I think Thomas more found me than I found him, and that's just who the guy is. Working with Scott. Just give me a moment. The man's hot. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the film yet by the time you watch the interview, but the dude's hot. And there was a particular scene that I remember well where he took his shirt off. And I'm going to say, I felt inadequate. I've lost a lot of weight. Scott, I'm doing this for you. I love you. You can break my back anytime. It was a very complicated process. I would get a hammer and hit myself in the back of the head several times. You never see the back of my head, so that really is what helped. I got involved with this by accident. James had been cast as Edgar already, and actually I had gone to dinner with them, with James and Amanda. Amanda's his wife. We had gone down to, we were at a restaurant just hanging out. James got a call. There was a sudden character change, and James was potentially going to change to a different character, and that meant a hole in the cast, and James thought that I would be able to play the hole very well. That didn't sound right. But so he brought me up to the next rehearsal, and I talked to Beyond Links and did some reading for her, and she liked it, and she came back a couple weeks later and said that she wanted me to play Thomas. Sent me the script lines for Thomas, and I loved what I read, so I thought I'd do it. That, and there was a casting couch moment. I'm not going to say who it was with. I'm sorry, Scott. I didn't know you then. It was a great experience. It was a lot of fun to play with the character. I've never been in a feature-length film before, so it was kind of neat to be a part of a big project. It was an awful lot of fun while we were down in Washington, Georgia, and it was neat to hang out with the cast, and it was a good time. I really enjoyed my experience, and I think I grew from it. I think I learned. Scott was there. I remember that. And there was this really phenomenally hot redhead. I don't know where we found her. She touched me in ways that I hadn't been touched in a while, and that was beyond excellent. So it was an awful lot of fun to work. It was a little hard to remember lines while that was going on. Scott was right there, she was right there, and it was just an overload of emotion. I've been a part of some other projects before, and have done some lighting, I've done sound work, a little bit of camera work and so forth, so it was just kind of, there were some needs to help out, and basically it was just about pitching in when help was needed. Thomas wasn't a very big role, so it wasn't like I was wrapped up in the character full time and I needed to do something, so I did. Washington, Georgia was beautiful. Nice little quaint little town. The hotel that we stayed at was gorgeous. The house that we used for the shoot was fantastic. It was just really pretty. I took my camera, my still camera, and got a lot of really neat pictures of the area. Didn't really get to meet many of the locals, but the town was beautiful, and I enjoyed being there. I have scars. To get a word of praise from Beyond Links is one of the highest things that a person can achieve. But don't get it wrong. And that's hard because my favorite scene probably would have to be Thomas is hitting on a woman at the picnic and is desperately trying to get a woman of his own, and So he approaches a woman and talks to her, and wow, that probably itself could be made into a short film on how not to pick chicks up, and it was absolutely fun because it is so completely unlike the real me. It was so character driven. Not entirely. It was a little awkward getting into makeup at 9 a.m. and then not shooting until 9 p.m. But beyond that, no, it wasn't bad at all. I'm a bit of a night owl, so that was actually kind of enjoyable, and it worked out well. Wow, that Thomas is excellent. And boy, that Scott is way hot. In all seriousness, Deception was an awful lot of fun to be a part of. I'm very glad that I was a part of it. Met some really, truly great people, and can't wait to see what happens next.